What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the backyard doing the shed in the What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the snow, bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. Now, unfortunately, I lost the original footage that was supposed to be at the beginning of this video, so we got to do a little re-record so you know what the hell we're talking about here. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of dirt from Alchemist. Found them on the eBay. Yeah, so we're going to check them out. Now, this is going to be a gold and gem bag, and along with a few other treasures that we found along the way. So hang back, kick back, pull your seat up, and let's go find us some gold. Alright, had to swap out the battery. Now I paid $34 or $37.86, that's after shipping. $34.39 was what the listing was at. And like I say, the price has gone up about $10 as of today. I'm not sure if maybe they're just changing the listing based on the price of gold, or if it's actually a different product every time they ship and they just recycle the same listing over and over. But ultimately, I paid $34.95, so that's what we're gonna, or what did I say, $34.39. So that's what I'm gonna base my ROI off of. There was a little bit of shipping in there. No, there was no shipping cost, but there was a little bit of tax. So maybe the increase in the cost is to cover the shipping. I don't know. But either way, $34.39 is what we're going to base our ROI off of. What they have today, you have to base that off of something else. I don't know. But either way, yeah, consistency is a good thing, because it's hard to do a review on something if what I'm reviewing isn't the same thing as what's available today. But at least we can say they do have 100% feedback, positive feedback, and that's a good sign. So we'll check it out, see how this bag pans out. Split it open. It's supposed to be 4 pounds of Paydirt, and I agree, that looks like 4 pounds of dirt to me. Alchemist, established in 2020, so they're a fairly new seller. Been around only a couple of years. First time I'd seen them on the eBay myself, but hey, here we are. Now inside the bag, as you can see, or maybe you can't see, hopefully you can, there's another little baggie in the bag, a little Ziploc. So let's open this up and see what that is, and then we'll get to classifying. We're definitely going to need to classify, because I can already see there's some big giant rocks in there. And oh, okay, oh shit. There's a big baggie of coins. Just random coins from all around the world. In their own separate bag. Now, that would have been kind of cool to get in the dirt. But, you know, maybe they just want to make sure you find them. Either way, a very cool and unique inclusion. Some francs. Of Republic of France. So a bunch of French coins, it looks like. I don't know why or how those. So a lot of cool little coins and stuff. Tiny, tiny little things from all around the world. A lot of francs. CCCP. So what's that, China? Russia? Oh, that's hammer and sickle. A Russian coin. So yeah, a lot of cool coins. No US coins, because you've seen those already, right? There's nothing unique about that. But this definitely shows you different coins and things that they're using around the world that you probably wouldn't get to see otherwise. So that's pretty cool. I'll take a picture of all these so you guys can see them a little bit later. Or hell, maybe I'll do the picture right now. And so you can look at the coins right now. Or maybe I already put the picture up because I was talking about it for so long. And so there you go. Very cool. Very interesting. I'll check out these more in depth later. I'm not sure if any of them hold any value. Can't really use them here in the US, but they're very cool to get either way. Something different, something unique, and that's always welcome in any kind of pay dirt. You know, do the same stuff over and over. You like to see new little inclusions, and nude inclusions as well. Ladies only. And it's very cool to see. You get introduced to stuff you wouldn't see otherwise. Gems, minerals, coins, and other things. But now it's time to shake this dirt out. So we're going to see what it's all about. And then we're going to run it down the sluice and see if we can find some gold. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now we're ready to shake things out. Of course, we're going to start up here at the 1/4 inch. Shake it all the way down through the 40 mesh. I think we're going to find a lot of cool gems and stuff up here in the 1/4 because I can already see them. A lot of tumbled stones and natural gemstones in here. And then a lot of dusty sand. Lots of mica. I can already see the shimmer just in the bag. Let's dump it out. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed things along, but we'll be right back once I got this all shaken out. Alright, welcome back. Whew, my arms are tired. You think I flew here? This dirt is what you got. 4 pounds of material. I wish I weighed it out first just to verify that, but I don't think it really matters. It looks about 4 pounds with how much stuff is in each pan. There's probably about a pound and almost a pound in every pan. Let's look at the big stuff first because there's actually a reason to look at the big stuff. What we got here is a whole bunch of stones from all over the place. Big, giant, faceted, well not faceted, but terminated citrine. That's pretty sweet. Tumbled stones. Chips of stones that don't matter. Pyrite. So stones from all over the place. I don't know if any of these are naturally occurring other than, you know, the rock that's actually the same as the pay dirt. The dirt that they're getting from doesn't look like it would really have much of anything in it other than tons and tons of mica. Big pieces, big chunks of mica, and this dirt is full of it. But the added stones, you know, your little stone pack that you get, different cool stuff. Some fluorite, jelly beans, bigger jelly beans, more fluorite, tourmaline, so definitely worth going through the big stuff here just to pick out all the little gemmies. Maybe wet this stuff up so you can see them better. They'll look clearer when they're wet, more distinct from the other stuff. Well, there you go. There's another jelly bean. That's what we're looking at in the 1/4 inch, or plus 1/4 inch. Like they mentioned, there's a lot of 1/2 inch stuff in there. Absolutely the case. All right, down to the Paydirt. In the plus 10, we're right there at that bottom lip. Again, like I was mentioning, there is just tons and tons of mica in this material. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's definitely going to be visible in everything we do. Not seeing any nuggets popping up, which, you know, that's a bummer. I always hope for them. This is unsearched Paydirt, and it does mention you might find a nugget, you know, because they didn't take anything out. But, I don't know. But lots and lots and lots of mica. Half this stuff is mica, and that made it a little bit difficult to classify, because the mica pieces are flat. They're really flat and long, so a lot of time they lay flat on the classifier and they keep other material from going through. One time I flipped the thing over in here and noticed that half the classifier was clogged because of all these little mica flakes. So I had to really hit the thing hard. You might have noticed that in the video. I had to really smack the classifier to get that material jumping and getting it to go through the classifier. My arms they're tired, seriously. Like, I'm not just saying that. I'm exhausted. There's a lot of work to classify this stuff. Down here at the plus 40, we're right there at that bottom lip on that first riffle. You know, good soft material, tons of mica in there. And now on our sub 40, this stuff, oh my god. Getting the 40 from the sub 40 took me 3 times as long, at least, not longer than that. It took a long time, because this little fluffy crap, this dusty dust just wants to clump up on everything. Now this stuff looks more like a topsoil than down in the dirty with the Paydirt. So I'm not sure exactly how deep they're digging, but there's a lot of light material in here. Tons of sub 40 soft sand. Again, this is usually going to be your top sand, topsoil, you know, so it's a little bit higher up than you would usually want to mess with digging. It may just be all throughout the material that they're working. But yeah, there's a lot of that. Hopefully there'll be a lot of little fine gold in here, and that's what the payoff will be. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot of wasted effort, this sub 40. The plus 40, there we go. Alright, so let's hit it with the magnet just to see if there's any magnetics. The material is really light, so I really don't think we're going to see any magnetics in here. And yeah, there's nothing. There's just nothing there. So I don't know if this, I doubt this came from a river claim, because everything's really jaggedy, more like crushed material than anything else. Which is probably why there's so much of this soft stuff with no magnetics in it, is because it's, you know, it's crushed material. But either way, we're going to get this all wet and run it down the sluice and see if there's any gold. So stick around. All right, we're back. We got the dirt all wetted up and we're ready to run. Sluice is ready to go, so let's fire that baby up. Now last year, I just suffered through it, froze my hands off, and it sucked. This year I got smart. I got myself a little heater for the pump here. Warm everything up, so I got nice warmed water to have my hands in, so my fingers aren't freezing numb by the time I'm done here. So I'm really excited to get to use that. I'm already using it because the water's warm. And it's good. It's nice. It's nice. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to get through it. Alright, we'll let that get soaked up. And we're going to get started here with the plus 10 and work our way down. And I'm going to speed things along and we'll see you on the other side. All right. Now let's stop this baby and see what kind of gold we found. Bring you guys in with me. All right, what do we see? A couple pieces, not a huge abundance by any means.
So I see 2 pieces of gold. No, that's Matt. Maybe there'll be some small stuff underneath. Hopefully. Shit. Well, there you go. There's your gold, baby. Not a huge amount, but definitely some natural gold in there along with those 2 little chunks that they threw in. A little bit more than I was expecting when I was looking at the pan or the mat. But all right, let's get this suckered up. We'll get it weighed out and see what we wound up finding. All right, welcome back. We got this gold all dried up. The ass is hanging by to see what happened. You know, he brought it out to us. We've got the AU Alchemist, 4 pounds of unsearched Paydirt, along with a bunch of gems. Bunch of gems. Of all kinds. We'll dump the gems out. Whole bunch of gems that came in here. Big old chunk of some apatite, tourmaline, bunch of little tumbled berries, chunk of amethyst. I like that little citrine. That's pretty nice. There was also a bunch of coins from all around the world. Oops. So this was quite a treasure bag. There was a lot of stuff in here. And so, pretty cool. You know, I mean, that's a huge pile of stuff, right? But what we're all wondering is, how much gold did we find? So let's check that out. Hello. Try to turn it and get a little less glare on us. Alright, see all the zeros? Well, let's pour this out. A couple chunky chunks. Alright, and so what we wound up getting was 0.164 grams of gold. Those chunks made up a good portion of it. A lot of little flakies that came out of the quartz. I'll take a couple of up-close pictures for you guys so you can see that, and I'll take pictures of the bounty as well. And then we'll be right back with my final words and ROI. Alright, welcome back. So, had a pretty good time going through that, for the most part. As always, we'll talk about the dirt first, and then we'll get on to the gold and other inclusions.
Well, actually, the inclusions I consider that part of the dirt. The inclusions are things that you're going to find as you're going through the dirt that aren't gold. So that's all part of it. So the dirt was pretty all right, considering that. This was a gem bag. Let me pull up the description real quick. Well, you know, I don't know if I really would call it a gem bag, because usually I don't buy gem bags. And the description, title anyways, only passingly mentions gemstones. So I went at this myself more of a unsearched Paydirt with some gold in it, and you might find a couple gems. But that being said, there was such an abundance of stuff in this dirt, you can't ignore it. And I would definitely have to kind of move this over and classify it as a gem bag, only because of that. There's a lot of inclusions in here. You're going to find most of them at that first level of classification. Like I was saying earlier, the coins were all included in a bag. I kind of would have liked to see the coins just in the dirt, because then you're going to discover them as you're going through that dirt. And I think the target audience for this kind of bag is going to be like a kid, you know, if you're doing Paydirt with your kids. It's going to be cool because there's going to be a lot of discovery along the way. So if the coins are mixed in, I think that would be better. But overall, it was pretty good. A lot of just little inclusion discoveries to find as you're going throughout the dirt, especially if you're just going through it and you're not classifying it all out. So keep your eye open for a lot of gems and stuff, because there's a lot of that in here. Now, that being said, now we'll talk about the gold. The gold we found was only, you know, kind of a smaller amount. It was nice. There was a mixture of gold in there, I think. There was a couple little bigger pieces. I believe that's what they included. I think that's what they threw in, because the other gold that was in there looked to have come fresh out of quartz. Because it was a lot more floaty, so it grabs the air a lot more, as opposed to stuff that's been tumbling down the river. Usually that's not going to pick up air because it's had its air pockets crushed down, is the way I see it anyways. I tend to find that stuff that's crushed out of material is going to tend to float more than not. And so that was what was going on there. I had to chase out a little bit, but overall, there was only a small amount of gold in there, 1.67. Here, we'll just throw up the box and do the numbers here. We paid $37.86 for the bag. We found 0.167 grams of gold. Now that's going to come up with a today value of $9.66, which is going to give us an overall gold ROI of about 25%, which usually is going to be a bag that I'm going to stray away from, just because it's on the low end. But because there was so much other inclusions and a lot of material to go through here, that really jacks up the value of this dirt. You got to look at it at the right angle. This is a treasure bag. You're going through it. You're finding stuff as you're going. And it's going to be a lot of fun to go through, not only just for the gold that you find at the end, but all the stuff you find along the way. So if you look at it like that, the 25% ROI isn't terrible. It's still a little bit on the lower end. For a $40 bag, I would have rather traded off some of these inclusions, some of the extra little rocks, maybe half of the coins you can keep, and I would have traded that for more gold. But that's just me. I'm after the gold, and that's what I want. But overall, I think the inclusions here made the difference, made the scale tip more in their favor. And overall, I've had a pretty good time going through it. If you go through it the right way, you're going to enjoy going and getting that gold out of there. There was no black sands in there. There's no magnetic material. So this is going to be a really easy bag to go through. You're going to be able to bust it out in, you know, maybe an afternoon or two. Go through it with your kids. They're going to find a lot of shiny things that'll be exciting for them. And you'll have a little bit of gold to put in your vial at the end of the day. So, like I say, I paid $37 for it. That price is going to fluctuate on eBay. It's like $44 today. I don't know why. I definitely wouldn't have went up on the price with it myself, but maybe that's to help adjust for the shipping costs. I don't know. Either which way, I had a pretty good time going through it. I think, you know, if this is the kind of bag you're looking for, you'll have a good time going through it as well. So go check that out. I'll put a link down below, of course, to it. So if you do want to check that out, well, I'll put a link down below to his store as opposed to the web page itself, only because eBay listings closed and I don't want to link you to something that's going to be closed and you can't do anything with it. So I'll link you to his store. AU Alchemist, not too bad. Pretty good time going through it. So that's all I got for you. Go check him out, and there you go. If you liked the video here, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber and you're still hanging with me, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of my future content. And otherwise, this is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, I'll catch you in the backyard. Peace.